Hello everyone, this is Flourt, and this is the town of Flourt in Banished. We are currently up to 31 citizens. We are just a boom town, I tell you. Starting out from, I believe, 15 citizens, 15 or 16. I'm not quite sure. But we are currently getting our main resource production hub down here established. We put a few houses down here so that the workers don't actually have to walk quite as far. And we're currently building a herbalist place right here so that we can get some medicine going, because our health is kind of going down. 4 hearts is not bad, but we don't want it to get much lower than that. And then after we get this built, we're going to build another forestry lodge over in this area right here, so that we can get some more wood production going. It's good for right now. We have a good 83 logs, which is more than enough to build a couple more houses and all that. So we should be good there. Sorry if you hear the large trucks out there. There's some construction down the road. I can hear it, but I'm not sure if you guys can. I'm not sure if my mic is quite that sensitive. But I do apologize if you can hear it. Another thing we're going to be doing this episode is we are going to be building a trading post. So let's go ahead and queue that up, especially now that it is nice and warm out. We're going to put this right as far down as we can, so right about there. We're also going to pause this because this is going to take way more resources than I think we have. Yeah, in fact, the only resource we don't have, funnily enough, is stone. We don't have enough of that. Even after all of our problems with, all the leaves are coming back in. Even after all of our problems with logs, we're actually starting to get a lot more, which is nice. But we do have a lot more buildings going on, so let's see here. Why does this keep getting exited out? Let's put a couple more builders in the building task force. Whew. I think I have a lot of... Yeah, there's a lot of iron gathering queued up over in this area, and I think that's what's distracting a lot of our laborers. But I think now that I've put a couple more people on the build team, they will go and try to prioritize this. I hope, anyway. Some of the resources are getting put into the houses, but not a lot. How are we doing on food? We're actually starting to run out of food, so I'm going to put another fishing dock. Let's put it down here. I think this will be a better place for it. There we go. So they start moving stuff over to this one, but they don't do it for these. What the hell? Is it just because that's so far away that they just refuse to do it? I mean, hell, this already has half of the wood it needs. I don't understand. I don't. And I forgot to start my timer again. I think we're like 4 minutes in, so I'm going to treat it like that. And hope that I'm right. And there is my microphone for a split second there. Well, at least this has all the logs. It only needs 2 more stone. Oh, there it goes. This one just needs stone. So they're getting there. This one still needs all the stuff cleared out of it. How's this one doing? It's got almost all the wood it needs, and then it just needs a few more pieces of stone. Looks like you're moving to put stone in there. Cool. Are there any... Okay, so there's a couple pieces of wood in there. There's a couple pieces of wood in the stockpile. And it looks like they're bringing it there. Or not. Oh wow, this one's already built. Yeah, see look. The gatherer are automatically moved into this hut right here so that they could be closer to it. And the builder, I assume, just because there's a thing right there and right there, it's just kind of like a strategic location for them. Let's see who gets put into this one once it's done. Couple seconds, there we go. Anyone gonna move into it? The blacksmith. Why is the blacksmith moving into this one? I'm just not gonna question it. Now, citizens generally die of old age around the age of like 70 to 80. Sometimes even earlier. Of course, that's 70 to 80 seasons, not actual years, so about 20 years is their lifespan. At most. Or that's pretty much the upper limit of it. Now, since we got a lot of those, let's go ahead and put some more fishermen down. Get rid of that. We need to put down a road here. We cannot put it down right there, but we can put it down. Can we build a house right next to it? We can. It's right there. So we'll do that to kind of give those people a nice little area. There we go. Now people can walk across this just fine, which I don't like because they're not going to use this road. I hate how there's just like a slight hill right here because it kind of just deforms everything. But what you gonna do? Hey! I think the original blacksmith became a builder, and now he's married to a gatherer. Okay. So now all I need to do is chop down that tree and get rid of it. Which they chopped down the tree, but they didn't get rid of the logs. I mean, there's a stockpile right here that you could put it into. It's not that difficult, people. Now we have a huge stockpile of iron, which is nice. And not so much stone, so let's go ahead and queue up some stone collection in the area. Even though my foresters are supposed to freaking do that already. And let's see here, where does this go? It goes to like right about there. So like right about there. Let's move it down some. There we go. And I'm going to turn you off for now. Don't let me forget about that, because I will, unfortunately, forget about it. Okay, so you just need to be built. You have all of what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause this. Even though we don't have any logs, actually, let's, you know what? Let's build up a storage of logs first. I don't want every single piece of all of our resources to go to this building until we have it. Plus, we need resources for other things, like woodcutters need wood. The blacksmith needs both wood and iron, which we have plenty of iron, so I'm not really worried about the 40 iron it would take to do that, but I am worried about the stone and wood it would require. So, once this gets built, population should kind of explode a little bit more. I think we started off at 30 at the beginning of this episode, now we're already up to 25, or 35. Really nice. Let's see here. I'm not going to build any fisheries around this, though I wish there was like another fishing dock that instead of fishing was just like basically a net across a little stream like this. It would definitely allow for us to make like small fish, you know, like little things that you can basically throw in and they fry almost instantly, like in a boiling vat or something like that. You know, add a little bit of diversity to their diet. Make them a little bit healthier. Just un poco. Alright. Reserve of food! Oh no! Oh no! I think once this one gets kind of situated, we should have enough for food. Oh god. Just lost 100 right there. So now I need to make a choice. Do I prioritize building this? Or do I prioritize building a hunter's cabin? A hunter cabin would be a more short-term fix to it. But we could potentially get some seeds and livestock out of this, though we don't know when a trader is actually going to come and if the trader is actually going to be a seed merchant or a livestock merchant. So I think the hunter's cabin is probably the best way to go. So we're going to build it right there. Actually, we're going to turn it sideways so we can get things a little bit more compact than that. And we're going to keep both of those buildings off. Once this gets built, we'll have our herbalist going, and slowly our citizens' health is going to start improving. Once they get high enough, we'll start getting actually a stockpile of herbs or medicine. Because that's what the herbalist does. Is they collect herbs, obviously, but that gets transformed into medicine. So hopefully we'll start doing better there. Now once we actually start getting a nice stockpile of stone, I'll go ahead and build a cemetery so that our citizens' happiness can also go up. Let's go ahead and increase the amount of builders we got. That way they can start working on this and this at the same time. This doesn't need nearly as much work as this one does. Another thing we can do is we can also line this little peninsula with a couple of these. Because these do not compound very well. Like if you built two right next to each other, they don't doubly fish the area. It's weird. Or at least they're not as efficient as these two are. Because these two have their own areas. Plus, the amount of water around it also affects how efficient it is. It's very similar to the cabin in that, or the hunter's cabin, in that buildings actually interfere with the amount that it can produce. And you need flat land. Whereas, the more water that's around this, the better. So like, if I were to put one, like right out here, it would have the just most ungodly amount of water around it, which would be nice. If I could actually find a place to put this damn thing. There we go. If I put this here, it would have just so much fish come in. I guarantee you though, this one right here produces more than this one. Because I think there's a lot more water, or not a lot more, but enough, a little bit more water on this one than there is on this one. Anyway, I'm babbling about it. Oh, we got our herbalist going. Now, it says to put 2 in there, but you really don't need 2. Only 1. At least until your population gets to be a lot bigger. But the thing is once you get people, once you get people healthy enough, they don't need medicine nearly as much, so you don't need as much food, or not food, but medicine. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and build this anyway. And I'm gonna build a road if I can. I'm just gonna have to go that way. So anyway, this works. It's a little bit choppy, but I think once we get these roads down, it'll push it down, and I might be able to put something in this little tile right here. Maybe not so much this right here. Hopefully these guys are actually moving to get this. Or they're just building the road. Awesome. Put a couple more on there. Not going to close that window because I keep doing that, which is not a good idea. You need to be able to see who's working what. Plus it helps because this is where you go to not have to like click individual buildings to kind of reassign people, which makes life that much easier. At least in this game. I see no one going out there to help build this. Now this one could very well produce more fish than the other two combined, or at least pretty close to it, just because of the sheer amount of water around it. I don't think it has more water around it than these two combined, but it definitely has more water around it. There's probably only like 30% of the total effective area not water. Now I can't, okay, that is underwater. I was like, I can't tell if that's underwater or not. Now I wonder, if I were to build one right here, could I? About right. Or right here. Nope, can't. Oh well. I could always not do this and move it up here. That way I could make one of these over here. Actually, let's see if I can move it up a little bit. I'm gonna make that there. I think I'll do that. So let's remove you. Now where is it? Right in line with that house. Okay, so let's go here. There we go. Then now, later on, we can build a fishing hut like right there. Okay, yeah, that works nicely. And our builders are not building what they need to be building. Oh, we're still working on this. Now this needs three. That needs 3 builders, but it also needs 3 hunters. So let's go ahead and put 3 hunters in there and keep a laborer. The other thing about keeping laborers around is when people die, their jobs need to be filled. And if you have laborers around, they automatically get put in. If you don't, then you now just have an empty space. But anyway, that's going to have to do it for this episode. I have been Ferrofluid, you have been you. This has been Flourt, a town named Banished. We are now up to 42 people in this. Oh, we finally got all the resources for the hunting cabin. But that's going to have to do it. So I will see you next episode. Have a good day.